The Jacobite is a vintage steam train operated by West Coast Railways in Scotland, between the towns of Fort William and Malloch. It runs on the same tracks and uses the same stations as the ScotRail diesel trains operating between the towns on the route. The train is run twice daily for most of the warmer months, with the so-called morning train departing Fort William mid-morning and returning late afternoon, and the afternoon train departing later and returning in the evening. Both trains are pulled by similar steam locomotives. Fort William is the largest town in the Scottish Highlands and lies in the shadow of Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in Great Britain. The end of the line is the small fishing village of Malloch on the Atlantic coast. Besides being a busy fishing port, it is also the end of the rail line and the end of Highway A830, and via its ferry terminal allows train and car travelers to continue to the Isle of Skye and the so-called Small Isles. In the middle of the route, the train passes over the scenic Glenfinnan Viaduct, made more recently famous because of its appearances in the Harry Potter films, where the Jacobite train stands in for the Hogwarts Express. The passenger coaches used on the Jacobite are former British Railways Mark I types dating from the 1960s. The Jacobite can use several different locomotives, but the morning train the day I traveled was the Lord of the Isles, a K1 class, two-cylinder 260 locomotive, number 62005, that was built in 1949 by the North British Locomotive Company in Glasgow, Scotland. This locomotive is a 1920s design, and 70 were built. Locomotive 62005 is the sole remaining example of the type. According to several locomotive websites, this locomotive operated for a while as number 2005, essentially missing the leading 6, for some of its career, and appears marked that way in some older photos. Also, according to several websites, 62005 splits its time between service on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway and the Fort William to Malloch Jacobite route. The Jacobite is quite often fully booked for many weeks or even months in advance. The website does not accurately reflect seat availability when the given train has few seats remaining. Calling West Coast Railway will allow their agents to advise on remaining seat availability. In my case, I was not able to find any available seats even a couple of months ahead of my trip, and even allowing for moving the train journey one day earlier or one day later. A friend in Scotland advised that there are usually some seats that become available at the last minute, and West Coast Railway confirmed that passengers who show up at the Fort William train station at least 1 hour before train departure can often get on if they speak to the guard or conductor. When my friends and I arrived about an hour and a half early, there were already about 20 people lined up in front of us. 1 hour before scheduled departure, the conductor came out and started to try finding seats for everyone. It seems that they do not want to separate larger groups onto different coaches, so parties of 2 or 3 people apparently have a better chance of getting on by this method. Note that the conductor only accepts cash payment, but can at least make change. The coaches have old-fashioned toilets on them, and they are restricted to use only when the train is moving and not at a station. I wonder if they just dump on the tracks. There are 3 different classes of seats. If you don't feel the need to have wine served during the trip, I think there is little to be gained by purchasing first-class or intermediate-class coaches. Note that while even the standard-class coach seats are comfortable enough for the length of the journey, and allowing that you can get off for about an hour and a half at Malloch to stretch your legs, the bench seats are rather narrow and do not allow much space for things like backpacks. Standard-class passengers are seated facing each other across small tables. You are almost knee to knee, and there is no space around your feet for baggage. There is no significant overhead storage either. It is best to leave most of your belongings elsewhere and just bring what you need for the day's journey. If you drive to Fort William, there is an adjacent parking lot that holds perhaps 60 cars. Only standard-sized cars will fit the spaces. The parking fee machine takes only certain coins. Get there early, find a spot first, go into the train station and find the ticket office. The agents keep appropriate coins for the machine that they will trade for other currency, so you can then go back and put your money in the machine. If this parking lot is full, there are other nearby lots. Another tip, the locomotive spews smoke and cinders, and these enter the cars. Even with all the windows closed, after the first couple hours I found that my clothes and hair had lots of cinders. On the trip back, I spent much of my time out of my seat, standing by the entrance door, which had an open window on each side of the car. The crew allows sticking your head and camera out to take pictures and videos. Much of the time, trees and bushes will brush the sides of the train and can cause injury if you don't duck back inside to avoid them. I heard from crew that mobile phones and cameras have been snatched out of people's hands by the brushing trees and bushes. If you choose to stick head or camera equipment out of the windows, they will be bombarded by cinders and accumulate an oily film, which will need to be cleaned off lenses more than once. Cinders can easily get in your eyes if they are not protected, and they are very painful. With all that said, on to the video.
Air brakes, got the air hoses there.
No. After about 11 o'clock.
It was 6 hours. You're not back to come.
Yeah.
No, it's just when you wonder the price because it's such a it's
Oh, okay.
but, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. We just drop it wherever.
Just leave it at the door. Okay.
What are you presented?
Go on.
Oh, we can just go to the chippy if you want.
It's on the bank and there's a bank in there as well.
Entire content of being stolen. Police looking for a black and white car. Oh, and they're after middle
Since you're watching
Hey, it's better than the black and white.
that's the old ghost.
Cruise up to Alaska, and then after we get off the ship, and we do a land, and we take a train all through there, and it's a blast. So if you see an elk or something, they'll say, an elk at 3 o'clock, and everybody looks over there, but it's really cool.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Florence, and I'm your guard today. West Coast Railway Company would like to welcome you on board this 10:15 steam service to Mallaig, arriving in Mallaig at 12:25. Now, in the interest of safety, could you please not lean out of the windows as the vegetation grows very close to the line. Also, our doors are fitted with bolts. If you're leaving the train at any time, if you please remember to pull back these bolts before trying to open the doors. We're operating a trolley service today, so the girls will be through the train shortly selling teas and coffees. Also in coach D, we have a souvenir shop. May I remind all passengers that this is a no smoking train and that there are toilets at the end of every carriage. Thank you.
No smoking except for the locomotive.
That's right.
Somebody does?
Okay, so somebody's taking a photo out there. Another bunch of old coaches here. Boy, they could put a huge consist on this thing. They've got the coaches. Oh, great crossing. Oh, station. That's what folks is.
Train fans.
Wow, $1,000 adjustments. Wow.
You realize your flash is on, right? You're going to get a lot of bounce back.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
Yeah, check his phone.
Thank you.
That was the section of building railway. They've been doing that for years.
I'm only joking.
Want to trade seats, John? Are you okay? You're okay. There it is. Wow, look at that.
Look at the coconut. You get that?
There's all the crowds.
Oh yeah, they know when it's coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving at Glenfinnan Station. Next stop is Glenfinnan. There will be a short break here for approximately 20 minutes. To get off the train, visit the museum, have a cup of coffee. Please though, do not stray onto any of the running lines. Now when we arrive at Glenfinnan, our train will stop. Then the ScotRail service arrives in, which means our train will then have to move forward in order to let him on his way. If you please remain seated until this movement has been complete. Once we have moved forward, we will open the doors and let you onto the platform. Passengers in the rear of the train will have to walk forward in order to get off safely on the platform. Taking extra care while getting off and on the train, as there is a large gap between the train and the platform edge. Also remember please to pull back the bolts before trying to open the doors, and we are looking for a prompt departure at 11:22. 11:22 departure from Glenfinnan. Also while the train is standing in the station, do not use the toilets on the train. There are toilets at Glenfinnan station next to the museum. So while we're standing in the station, do not use the toilets on the train. Thank you.
Don't get on another train.
Oh, these plants are right up next to the car.
Cutting trees.
My check is all black. Yeah, I see that. Look at that. It turned all black. People out on that.
I don't know. So
Daar kan je allemaal een beeld van maken.
Wat van dit ding? Ja. Snurfnauw in het. Nee? Really, we should do it. 45 minutes. Incredible how this takes so long. You don't even feel the initial pull.
For a tenner.
Which tenner?
Give us a tenner then.
You still owe me a tenner for that kind of pop. You did that, yeah?
You said it. 53.
Yeah.
No, you just need to change that. And go down, okay?
No bad. Yeah, you're right.
Huh? 20.
Why do you think there's granddad
Hey, Betty.
Hey, Betty, what?
Barely what? Hey, barely.
Hey, Betty, what?
So really, you just look at it and come back far again, didn't you? No, not really. Still got a long way to go. Yeah. A long way to go.
More fruit.
You know where it is? You know where it is? No? Ireland, as far as I remember. Southern Ireland. What's that? It wasn't actually, it's misspelled. It looks like backside.
There's nothing wrong with
You just wouldn't name an island there, would you?
Right, I'll give this back to the
Jack Sparrow's Island.
It could be Jack Sparrow's Island, you're right.
Jack Sparrow.
Oh, yeah, because he had loads of them there.
No, he didn't.
He did.
What was the island yesterday with one house on? What's that one? One house island.
Yep.
Daisy.
It was Scarborough, wasn't it?
Why would you
Yeah, that's
name
the
it
real point. Yeah.
Scarborough?
More of our fans.
More fans, they know about this. They know where it
like one piece of that. I really like
regardless of whether they're installed back in a tree. You open the bar like something that I've
You'll have to be pretty quick drinking it if you're going to drink it in the can. Other people might be waiting.
Excuse me while I go to the tent. I really should have slept last night. How much? Dude, I'm missing out on extra vitamins.
That's pretty good.
Have a little bourbon. Oh my goodness, that was the 59. 59? Yeah, and then we...
You seen them stacked up? Yeah. You know, on the right hand side.
No, we're not going to go for Kenny up.
Don't actually get off here.
We've got a log burner in the house.
I wouldn't burn them there. Burn them there around you then.
Some areas, yeah. And they'll go over closer on the
What do you think it's all
his cousins live on the Gulf Coast, so they don't have. We got a whole new roof and siding. Our house is like a golf ball with all the bumps. We got struck by lightning as well. Had a difference.
Insurance will be expensive if it's
They've never raised our insurance premium, and when we had re-roofed and re-sided, that was over $20,000, and they didn't raise our premium, and we had a very large house. But it would be funny because it would just hit like a strip club, so there would be like 3 or 4 houses in a row, and the ones on each side, not. So, But you could see the swimming pool next door.
There goes.
And the tail of the water is like.
Oh, let's just get that little picture for your mum.
My kid. They're really down.
Here's the clear while getting off the train, and there is a large gap between the train and the platform edge. Also remember please to pull back the bolt before trying to open the doors. Malik next stop where this train terminates. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for something to do when we arrive at Mallaig, there is the Western Isles Cruises. They put on a 1-hour cruise for our train arriving in. Leaving the pier at 1:45, they have you back in Mallaig at 1:45. Plenty of time to collect some lunch and back on the train for our 2:10 departure. But that's the Western Isles Cruises, leaving the pier at 1:45 and having you back in Mallaig at 1:45. Thank you.
You want to try for that?
What?
What she was just talking about, yeah.
All in there, them sleeping in there. You're not having them.
May I remind all passengers, please do not open any of the doors until the train has came to a complete stand. Thank you.
Do we need to take off?
Are you happy? Are you happy?
I'll get a bit of this.
What's your name? Release my
Suggest if there's a seat that you could
Let's go down.
Yeah, the engine is backwards. At least for the moment. Unless they can switch it down the line.
Place to turn.
Well, they probably do it from both ways then. They probably get all the way to the end and then reverse it so it's facing the proper direction when they get all the way back.
That's better for the engineer. He won't get smoking.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back on board this 10 past 2 steam service to Fort William, arriving in Fort William at 4 o'clock. For passengers who have just joined us, this is a safety notice about the windows. Please do not lean out of the windows as the vegetation grows very close to the line. We're operating a trolley service today, so Natalie and Belen will be to the train shortly selling teas and coffees. Also in coach D, we have a souvenir shop. May I remind all passengers that this is a no smoking train and that there are toilets at the end of every carriage. Thank you.
cities.
Oh, yeah.
Lot of rhododendrons out there.
That's what those are, rhododendron. Like they've got tons of water. Really, they're not spindly at all. Robust. The color's robust and the foliage is
They have those,
Last night I was, yeah. you see you out with it.
Things with you. Good. I told him MD 1947. MD 1946.
Tell who?
Paul. With a beard.
MD46.
MD 1946.
1946. You know what I mean? Right, okay.
MD 1946.
they're already relocating the engine to the other end.
Oh yeah. There he goes.
Daddy, all right.
All these guys, they don't monkey around. Oh, right, sorry, yeah.
No big deal. Had he been tonight, you need a stunner. Yeah. Cracker. Try something I'm to climb up and get to the depot.
Who is it?
You want to come back down then? 8 o'clock tonight, see the Black 5 come back in. Well, I don't know if everyone